Hey YouTube, it's Cajun DIY Diva, and today we are going to make, can you guess? Pineapple fried rice. It's going to be awesome. Alright, so what we have here, we have a little curry powder. We have a fresh pineapple I cut in half. I scooped out everything, and just remember when you're doing this, there is a long core in the center of the pineapple that's really tough. So here's all the pieces. You have to throw those pieces away because they're just, I mean, you could maybe put them in a pitcher to flavor water or something, but they're no good to eat. They're too chewy. So you just want to dump those away. So I chopped up about a cup of the pineapple that I took out of there. We have some green onion chopped up, scallions or spring onions, some people call them. I had some frozen peas and carrots. We have onions. I have a little bit of red pepper. I'm just putting that for color. And some chopped garlic. And I have about a pound of kind of medium-sized shrimp. And then what I have here for the flavoring is I have about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce and 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. So I'm going to pour those in together, and I don't like a lot of curry powder, so I'm only going to put a little bit of curry powder. And I'm going to stir that up. And then I'm going to pour some of it in the shrimp just to kind of marinate while I'm cooking the vegetables. And you just want to get some flavor into that shrimp. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to go over to the stove and we are going to saute some onions. This is the fish sauce that I got. If you go to an Asian market, you can probably find all different brands, but that's just kind of I was able to get today. And let's see, I'm going to use a little olive oil, but if your pot gets really hot, or if your stove gets really hot, then you might want to not use olive oil and use a vegetable oil, because olive oil has a low smoking point, so you don't want to burn the oil. So I'm going to put the camera on the tripod and go over to the stove, and I'll be right back. Okay, here I have my big red pot. It's all heated up. I'm going to put a few swirls of olive oil in there. There must have been a couple of drops of water because it's starting to sizzle already. And what I'm going to do first is put in the onion and the bell pepper. And let those cook down a little bit. And then after it cooks a little bit, then we're going to add garlic. You don't add the garlic right away because the garlic will burn really fast. So it's good to get a little liquid in there before you add the garlic. And I'm getting a spoon out. Sorry about that. Okay, now I'm going to stir it around. I love my big red pot. It stays on my stove all the time. It's great because it has a base of cast iron and the ceramic inside of the coating on the pot. So it just conducts heat really good. And it's a great big pot, and I do a lot of one-pot meals, so it's really good. Okay, so now I am going to add in the garlic. And you only want to cook it until you can smell the garlic. No longer. If you cook it any longer, the garlic will start to brown. And then it won't be good. Okay, so now I'm going to add in the shrimp. So I'm just going to cook these shrimp until they start to turn pink. And they're already starting to turn pink, and kind of curl and shrink. They curl a lot when they're completely peeled, like this. They don't curl as fast when they have like a tail on them or something. But when they're completely peeled, they really curl pretty fast. Okay, so now I'm going to add in, actually I'm going to scramble a couple of eggs. I'm going to push the shrimp over and I'm going to scramble them right in the pot. So let me get 3 eggs. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I want you to be able to see. So I am going to pull over all of that and just crack an egg right in there. And I'm going to do 3 because we're doing a big batch. It's kind of like, you know, if you go to the hibachi restaurant and the guys are cooking the eggs right there on the hibachi grill. This is kind of the same thing. So I just stir them together. It's okay if they kind of touch the other food. It doesn't matter that much. And I just cook them until they scrambled up. I move the pot so they're right over, the eggs are right over the burner. So now they'll start to firm up a little bit. I like to cook in real time so you can see how long it really takes. Okay, it looks kind of funny, but believe me, it's going to taste good. It's going to really, really taste good. Okay, so now I am going to add the rice. That's my timer going off for something else I'm cooking. I'm doing a pork chop and mango barbecue sauce concurrently, YouTube video concurrently with this one going on. So that's what that timer was just now. I'm going to have to check my pork chops. So here's my shrimp, my rice. This is Jasmine rice. It's kind of a long grain rice will work. And I cooked it al dente. You don't want to cook it until it's kind of too soft because then it'll get really mushy when you cook it in here. So I'm just trying to break it up now. And I think I'll add a couple of extra swirls of olive oil to help the rice fry. Okay, and now I'm going to go get my veggies and put those in there. Okay, so I have the pineapple. So I'm going to put the pineapple in. And now I'm going to put the frozen veggies. I like to use frozen because they don't get overcooked. So they stay really nice and firm. tastes really fresh. So I'm just going to cook that around, and I'm going to pour in the rest of the soy sauce. And I think it might need a little more soy sauce. And of course, I'm doing a Cajun dish. I'm the Cajun DIY diva, so I'm going to add a little Crystal hot sauce. It's just a Louisiana hot sauce. Any kind of Louisiana hot sauce you can use is great, or any kind of hot sauce. If you want to use sriracha, you can. Or if you just want to add a little red pepper to make it spicy. Or you don't have to make it spicy if you don't want to. But I like things spicy. Yeah, and it's not looking brown enough for me, so I'm going to add some more squirts of soy sauce. I just want to make sure all those little lumps of rice are done, are kind of broken up, so that every bite of rice has the sauce. I'm going to turn it off now because I don't want it to overcook. And now I'm going to add the green onions. I'm going to put those in last so they don't overcook. Okay. Oh, that looks so good. Okay, all we have to do now is to stuff it. I'm still trying to get a couple of lumps out. Is to stuff it in the pineapple halves. And that's how you serve it. Now, I had a lady who cooks Thai food tell me that, you know, if they have a party, they make a big batch of this, and they'll just keep refilling. They'll keep a pot on the stove with this, and they'll just keep refilling the pineapples because it looks pretty on the table. So, let me get the pineapple. Let's move over here to the pineapple. And I'm going to get my pot. Over here. All right. And there we go. Look at that. Isn't that so pretty? Look at that. So that is my Thai pineapple fried rice. This is DIY Diva. Thanks for watching.